Hey guys, good morning. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter, a new book, Jude. Introduction. Author. The author identifies himself as Jude, which is another form of the Hebrew name Judah, Greek Judas, a common name among the Jews, of course, so named in the New Testament. The ones most likely to be author of this letter are first one, Judas the Apostle, not Judas Iscariot, and the second one, Judas the brother of the Lord. The matter is more likely. For example, the author does not claim to be an apostle and even seems to separate himself from the apostles. Furthermore, he describes himself as a brother of James. Ordinarily, a person in Jude's day would describe himself as someone's son rather than someone's brother. The reason for the exception here may have been James' prominence in the church at Jerusalem. Although neither Jude nor James describes himself as a brother of the Lord, others did not hesitate to speak of them in this way. Apparently, they themselves did not ask to be heard because of the special privilege they had as member of the household of Joseph and Mary. Possible references to the letter of Jude or quotations from it are found at a very early date. Example, in Clement of Rome, AD 96, Clement of Alexandria, AD 155 between 215, and Tertullian, AD 152 222, and Origen, AD 185 to 253 accepted it. It was included in the Muratorian canon, AD 170, and was accepted by Athanasius, AD 270, 298 and 373 between, and by the Council of Carthage, AD 397. Eusebius, AD 265 to 340, listed the letter among the questioned books, though he recognized that many considered it as from Jude. According to the Jerome and Didymus, some did not accept the letter as canonical because of the manner in which it uses non-canonical literature. But sound judgment has recognized that an inspired author may legitimately make use of such literature, whether for illustrative purpose or for appropriation of historical, reliable or otherwise acceptable material, and such use does not necessarily endorse that literature as inspired. Under the influence of the Spirit, the Church came to the conviction that the authority of God stands behind the letter of Jude. The fact that the letter was questioned and tested but nonetheless was finally accepted by the churches indicates the strength of its claims to authenticity. Date. There is nothing in the letter that requires a date beyond the lifetime of Jude, the brother of the Lord. The error the author is combating, like that in 2 Peter, is not the heretical teaching of the 2nd century, but that which could and did develop at an early date. There is, moreover, nothing in the letter that requires a date after the time of the apostle, as some have argued. It may even be that Jude's readers had heard some of the apostles speak. Likewise, the use of the word faith in the objective sense of the body of truth believed does not require a late date of the letter. It was used in such a sense as early as. The question of the relationship between the Jude and the 2nd Peter has a bearing on the date of Jude. If 2nd Peter chapter 2 makes use of Jude, a commonly accepted view, then Jude is to be dated prior to 2nd Peter, probably AD 65. Otherwise, a date is as later as the AD 80 would be possible. Recipients. The description of those to whom Jude addressed his letter is very general. It could apply to Jewish Christians, Gentile Christians, or both. Their location is not indicated. It should not be assumed that since 2 Peter and Jude 4 18 verses appear to describe similar situations, They were both written to the same people. The kind of heresy depicted in these two passages was widespread. Occasion and purpose. Although Jude was very eager to write to his readers about salvation, he felt that he must instead warn them about certain immoral men circulating among them who were perverting the grace of God. Apparently, these false teachers were trying to convince believers that being saved by grace gave them license to sin, since their sins would no longer be held against them. Jude thought it imperative that his readers be on guard against such men and be prepared to oppose their perverted teaching with the truth about God's saving grace. It has generally been assumed that these false teachers were Gnostics, although this identification is no doubt correct. They must have been forerunners of fully developed 2nd century Gnosticism. And when you look at outlines, greetings, occasion for the letter, the change of subject, the reason for the change, the presence of godless apostates, warning against the false teachers, historical example of the judgment of apostates, unbelieving Israel, angels who fell, Sodom and Gomorrah, description of the apostates of Jews' day, their slanderous speech deplored, their character graphically portrayed, their destruction prophesied, exhortations to believers, concluding doxology. This is the all about Jude. In coming days, we will discuss about this in our Bible study. God bless you. Thank you.